Okay, here is how we use Adobe Spark to create your Photoshop, or it's not Photoshop, your VizCom scavenger hunt for your photos that you took. Okay, so we're going to go to this website right here, which is Adobe Spark. And when you go to it, it's going to want you to log into it. Please, please, please make sure you do this. We're going to go to continue with Google, and you're going to put in your Google ID for school. And if it comes to this part right here, this is really important here. It says choose an account for, we want enterprise ID. It's never personal, not a personal account, enterprise ID. So I'll select that and it's going to launch Spark for me. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a collage. And you can see I've been kind of playing around and done some already. So I'm going to choose collage right here. And then it says to choose my photos. Now they have photos on there already. We didn't take those. So you're going to have to upload the photos that you took. All right, I had you put them all into a folder on your desktop. Here's all my photos. Obviously, I didn't take all those, but close, right? They're mine. And then we'll click on next. And what we want to do for the print size, we're going to go print, and we're going to say letter, and we'll say next. And it's going to take just a split second here to bring this thing up. And then our responsibility once it comes up is to make sure it's laid out the way we want it to be laid out, that all of our pictures are on there, and we're gonna put some titles on it as well. Okay, so there's all my photographs right there. They look pretty good. Options for what you can do though. You can edit this, okay? So every single one of these can be edited. Like, so when I look at this, I can see like they all look pretty good. My poor alpaca down here though doesn't look so good. Look, I zoomed in too far. So what you can do is you can go to your photographs and click on each one, and you can go to this menu over here to edit the image. So what I'm going to do right here, excuse me, is I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and then I'm just going to click and drag so that you can see the alpaca's face, right? It was too small and wide to see the entire thing, so I'll just make sure I can see its face. So that one right there is pretty good. If you have some others that you want to move around, so I'll click on this and maybe center up my chair a little bit more, and maybe just zoom in a little bit. Good. Take my bug, get him in there, looking good. Flower looks good, tree looks good. Let's see about these hands. What can I do with this? So, you know what? They're really dirty. I want to zoom in quite a bit so you can see just how dirty those hands are. And click and drag and put that there. Click on here. Let's see, what can I do with this? It's already zoomed in a whole bunch. So I guess I'm just going to miss the bottom of his feet there. That looks good. That looks good. The rest of them are pretty good. Okay. So other options that you have on there, if you wanted to flip the way things look, you can just flip this right here and turn them sideways. So if I want this cat to go, I can just hit that button. If you want to, some of the things you can flip the other direction too by flipping vertical. Some make sense, some don't. So if I took my Captain America shield and flipped it, but that looks terrible. I would never do that. But how about this bug? What if I flipped it? It doesn't look good either, but I could turn it to go that way. Okay, so those things do that. You can also go down to these filters. So if you go to filters here, you can put different color filters on them, and you can do some things like that. So you click and drag and do those things. But I wouldn't do any filters just yet because we want to see the pictures for as they are. Other enhancements include things like of this nature. So you can change the brightness, you can change all those things like that. And you can notice when I do this, that bug picture changes. Okay, so you can do all those different things like that. All right. The one big thing on this assignment that I'd love to see is click on text, and we can click on really any one of these, except for the ones that have that yellow on them. Can't click on those because those are from a premium series. Or you can just click on this, add your text. Here's what I'd love to see. You've got this text box. It says double click to text to edit it. So I'll go over here. I want to put down labels for every single one of the things I have on here. So I'm going to type in for the first one is dirty, obviously. I'm going to go ahead and resize this just by clicking and dragging. And then I'll put that right there as well. And what I want to do now is I want to get the right font and the right color for this thing. So I'm going to go to the color right here first. So I'll just choose that. And for color, you can, choose right here. This is kind of the current palette. It's showing you colors that are inside that picture. Or you can also, what I like to do, and what I think you should do is click on this little dropper thing right here. So when you click on the eyedropper, you can zoom in so you can see a little bit better here. And then anything you click on, it will change the text to that color, right? So when I click on the eyedropper and I click right here on the palm where it's not quite as dirty, see that changes the color, right? So that's pretty good. Now, the text isn't really visible all that well, but what we can do is do a simple little outline on it. So when I click on outline, I can change my color by clicking here. And let's see, this is my outline color right there. And I can just, use some of the palette pictures already that are there. Or again, I can go and choose this and make this custom, make it whatever color I want. I'm going to make this a pretty bright white, just like that. So you can see that perfectly. Okay. And then font, we can change font too. So find the right font for this. So if I was to choose that, you can see those texts. It looks really good like that, right? So now what we need to do is do that for every single one of these things that's on there. So I'm going to go again, add your text. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say this is going to be something pink. So I'll go pink. Put this guy right here, put it below there. And I want to center it up. So I'm going to hit the arrow key a couple times. All right, so text color. Obviously the text color has got to be a pink color. So let's go with like that. That looks pretty good. And then for True North, I don't want to use True North this time. I'm going to change it for this one here. Don't like that. There we go. That looks good. And then it kept my white outline on there, and I really like that. Okay. So process is we go through the entire thing and we label each picture on there with a really cool label. Change the font every time, change the color for sure every time too. All right. And then once we're done, and let's pretend everything is already labeled, right? So I did that 10 more times. So all 12 pictures are labeled. What I need to do is I need to download it because I want to submit a copy of it. So if I click on download, I have options here. I'm going to choose a PNG and say start download. And when I look down here, it should start downloading. There we go. It says my post, right? If I was to click on that, it's going to open up the preview program and show you there is your final copy. That's what it looks like, right? You would have all your labels on here. That thing right there that says my post.png is in my downloads folder. And now when I go to turn in my scavenger hunt, when I go to submit it, that's the PNG file that I'm going to submit for this assignment. Okay, so that's the entire thing. Taking your photos, putting them into a collage on here, and then downloading them and turning that thing in. All right, good luck.